Alright, we are recording for this week's stream. Yay! I don't know, my mind, is running out of low gear right now. I'm not sure why. Back in Siege of Centauri, which, don't want to forget to mention, the key was provided by Stardock, and it is also in early access stuff. And I haven't touched the game since last... I only play this on the stream, and I know at times I kind of wish I didn't limit myself that way. I'm also alt-tabbed, so hopefully... Okay, I see it is doing stuff, but hopefully it doesn't crash. Some games, when launching, and I think I have observed this with other Stardock games, or maybe it was just with Ashes, if you're alt-tabbed sometimes, and it isn't... I don't think it's just Stardock games, I think I've seen this other way. If you're alt-tabbed when it's launching, because I sometimes need to do that, because I need to get recording stuff going, it's like, it takes a while to boot up, I'll let it go and work on this other stuff, it will crash. Some games, and I have seen that happen with this one once or twice. Oh, no, it didn't. Cool. I have seen in some games where, yeah, if you're alt-tabbed when it's launching, it hates that. Even if you are in a borderless window, and it arguably shouldn't be behaving different. Have been, because I think to do it ahead of time, have put down some notes for stuff to talk about. And I also did quickly mention, I haven't played this since last week, and there was a part of me that did want to, since now I'm getting a better feel for how the whole tuning for each map, which it makes me want loadouts. I'm sorry, it straight up makes me want loadouts, because I don't want to have to do that every single time. But it's because legitimately before I was trying to have a Jack of all trades build going. But it definitely looks like it'd be better to focus each time. So let me quickly over some of the stuff I have here, and it's not in any particular order. Top one is actually fairly easy to quickly cover right now. For Honor, the is it technically an MMO? I'm not sure if it technically is. I don't know if the community itself is large enough, but anyway, the online combat multiplayer combat game from Ubisoft is getting an update with a new hero for the Vikings, the Viking faction specifically. But it is also worth noting that, and let me actually just make absolutely sure. Yes, so the Epic Games Store currently has 2 games. If you have an Epic Games Store account, or if you make one, you'll be able to get 2 games for free until August 2nd. One is Moonlighter, the other is This War of Mine. Now they've been doing the whole one a week. Well, it used to be one every other week they would have a new game there that was free. Now they've decided for the remainder of the year to do one a week. But because they have games where This War of Mine, that's kind of an adultish game. It's a more mature game. So this is the explanation I saw. They decided, well, we don't want to just have that there because not everyone can get it because of parental controls. So they had Moonlighter as well, and you could get both, and I picked up both. The games that will be there next week, from August 2nd to August 9th, are Alan Wake and For Honor. So, if you want a copy of the game, you'll be able to get it for free next week on the Epic Games Store. Love it or hate it, it is still true. And there's actually something else with Epic Games Store further down this list. Of course, they're acquiring Origin PC, which... I don't actually know how much that's really going to matter. In the short term, probably won't matter in the least. In the long term, maybe it's hard to say. Because without knowing intents going on, long-term plans. Microsoft accidentally leaked a version of Windows 10 that has a pretty significant start menu change, and I actually do want to talk about that. I have no inside knowledge of that, but I do have an inside knowledge to development to know that this is really just interesting on 2 facts. One is Microsoft is considering any changes to the start menu, and the other is that Microsoft screwed up and accidentally let this go out to tester. THQ Nordic shared the Gamescom lineup, including that one game is yet to be announced. Will be announced there at Gamescom, which is end of August, I think. I will just say, I hope it is a Red Faction game. I would love to see that franchise brought back. But Darksiders Genesis will be there. Biomutant will be there, which will be nice, because when was that game announced? I don't even remember when it was announced. in part because I didn't have THQ Nordic press releases back then, and just kind of slipped under the radar for me. Sorry, brain kind of turned off. Desperados 3, I think is going to be there. The SpongeBob Rehydrated game is going to be there. And I think I don't remember if it said that all those will be playable on. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to Biomutant because it does look like an interesting game, and it's just one that's never really had a release date or release target, but they show us stuff from it, so yeah. The Intel smartphone modem business is going to Apple, so another, not a full like company-size acquisition with Corsair and Origin, but a sizable acquisition. $1 billion and 2,200 roughly employees of Intel are going to Apple, assuming they accept that deal. I would think they have the option to go there, or maybe resign and have to go I don't know. I'm just guessing, because if they would have to relocate, I could see a lot of them being like, yeah, I don't want to relocate. Let me try to find a job here, so I'm not moving myself and my family. But I don't know. Maybe they are able to stay in the same building, and they're just changing signs and names on contract. MechWarrior 5. Actually, that's another quick one, like the For Honor. Its new release date is in December, so it did slip from September, I believe. And it will be an Epic Games Store exclusive. So, personally, I'm indifferent to that stuff. I'm okay with Epic Games Store. I don't have that issue. If you do, though, if you have a hatred for Epic Games Store, or just don't want it on your system for any reason at all, but you pre-ordered MechWarrior 5, you can request a refund until September 1st, I think it is. Before September, you can request a refund, you will get your refund, you will keep the bonus stuff for MechWarrior Online, but obviously you, with the refund, surrender all MechWarrior 5 stuff. Had a review for Darksiders 3, its Keepers of the Void DLC went live. I would like to talk a little bit about that. And also just, the RTX 2080 Super came out this week, and I have not seen one myself. I don't have one, I haven't tested one, but I have seen some of the reviews, some of the stuff that talking about it, which I think could be a little interesting. Alright, so let's get in here. I honestly... No, I should keep going forward, because it does open things up. And yes, I'm accepting I'm a novice for this stuff. Huh? Hooded turbine? Oh, that's not fun. But lots of shields. No air. See, that is also something that with loadouts would be good, is that you could then have it set up for different things, but also removing them from there should have also removed them remove their upgrades from that total. They're definitely gonna need that. To have see, that's what's nice about these. Okay, okay, I'll leave that alone. You know, yeah, I think I will keep that. Don't want the Russian wave. I do want that. Don't remember what is weak to drone bays, to be honest. this is going to be more valuable than this because, at least in my mind, because Amino's cannon is going to be attacking so slowly that the chance of it actually killing something, even though it does a lot of damage, it just, to me, I don't think I need to worry about it. Man, that's a lot of them. But at the same time, I feel like the mortar is going to be more valuable. It's going to be the more valuable. Because the mortar will also be able to stick on the other stuff and be fairly effective there. Alright, let's... and also the question of... So there are... Okay, yes, here and here. So what the hell is this? I don't know what that will do here. I guess that is a path down? I mean, they really... So like how when you do this, it'll show you the air paths. They really need that for the ground. Yeah, I guess since this terrain is enough. It's... I get that that the maps look kind of nice, although it is also weird how the cliffs are. It's just... The map is so important to the tactical nature of the game that I wish that it were a bit more informative. Alright, so... Wow. So these two locations are going to be the most powerful, since all lanes. It's like this one covers this lane, this one covers this lane, this lane. So it'd be like here and here, depending on how many come in there. What is this? Building without military. I don't even need to worry about that. I mean, it would be good if I don't lose it, but... Yeah. Okay. Here, slow it down, give me some more time. So you're gonna come in there, which means you'll come up here. Yeah, when did I get that artillery back? Because I had it in the previous beta. That's actually a horrible place to put that. Now that figures. They're ignoring it. Oh, it's a lot of those guys. Huh. this is going to be a problem for me. I think I might need iron here. Alright, gonna come down, probably gonna come down this way. I should not have built what I did, I should have built. Oh, they're coming now anyway. That's going fine. Ish. Correction, they're coming now. I'm intentionally leaving that spot open. Fortunately, those guys are moving very slow. I'm gonna need heavier stuff up here soon. They're gonna get through, because I have nothing to slow them. Well, except that. Good. I know I could have put down one of those, but these do like the same damage. You know what? There. That actually may have been a bad place to start. Alright, oh yeah, of course they're acquiring origin. Something to talk about. Yeah, I honestly don't really know what to think about that. And like I said, I'm not sure if it's really gonna mean too much. Definitely shouldn't mean anything in the short term, because he said the brand is gonna stay and keep no offices. May just be a we want more things under the umbrella, in which case you won't see much of a change outside of you know, like more origin. But more Corsair products in Origin PC. And it did also talk about having more, well, having the HydroX liquid cooling, custom liquid cooling from Corsair, having that arrive at some point on Origin PC, which. That's a lot of guys. You know, it's not like that would be a bad thing, but it's, you know, that is also technically something that will come about. But I don't know how much that's gonna matter to too many. There. Oh, that's very bad. I do not have defenses down there enough to handle it. And they're here. Hopefully that's in range. Yes, it is. Well, something handled it. I don't even know if it's going to be able to do anything to the shield. Apparently it is. Good for me. That's a lot of guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do this. There's no way. I should have been building here, not here. Should have been focusing just on these 4 platforms. Alright, I'm sorry. So yeah, going back to the Corsair Origin thing, it is interesting news, but I'm not sure how impactful it's going to be. Of course, I've never used Origin, so I also don't know well. Oh yeah, the Microsoft accidentally leaking out. So the leaking of that start menu change, arguably, it means nothing. And here's why. Because this build, the fact that it was meant to be internal only, that means this could just be something somebody put together to say, hey, we could make these changes. It could just be that. It doesn't... It could very, very much be a... We can do this. Here's what it would look like. What do you think? It in no way implies that we are going to see this change actually happen. Come from up there. Yeah, actually. Building up. Here as well. I do want another one of them. I think this will be alright for now. But I do want another one of these for covering up here. Just went back to normals. This group is small enough, I don't think it'll be slipping. There. Yeah, there. That actually bad. Whatever. There. Only you have good range. There. Yeah, those shotgun shells definitely are helpful on them. Oh yeah, the leak. Yeah, it just... It is entirely possible that it is purely an experimental thing inside Microsoft and they never intend for that change. Or it could be incomplete as well. It really is pretty meaningless. Sorry, but that's just a reality of things. There. This isn't good. And this is just losing resources as well. How am I doing worse? Wait, I put down more than 2. I could have sworn I did at least. There are eventually going to be shield guys coming. That's actually not where I want that to be. That's a lot of guys. Ah! Accidentally moved the mouse too early. Okay. Yeah, so... oh yeah, the D2 Nordic... what they're bringing to Gamescom, and... yeah, I think that the main thing is just the whole... It is going to, there's going to be a game that will be announced there, and personally I would love if it were a new Red Faction title. I like the franchise, I'd like to see it brought back. Oh yeah, the Intel smartphone modem business has been purchased by Apple. Which, that... I'm not entirely sure how significant that is. I mean, it's important. That is definitely important and significant. Because it's like Intel was... I think that... I don't know how many of their modems are used, but it lets... It's more significant for Apple, because it lets them potentially start using their own chips instead of needing to rely on others. Apple definitely seems to want... Oh, that's right, and they do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to win this. And unfortunately, I don't know what all I could try to do about it. At least this guy I might actually kill. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. There. Oh crap. Yeah, I'm lost. I've lost.
Our nexus is under attack.
Yep. Yeah, because it's gonna go down before that. I do feel kind of resource-starved on this. Why are they going back? And this is at Novice. So that's gone. Got more of these guys. I can't trust what the hell that range is because they need to change the projection. Okay, the projection system either for the range decal or just to actually give you a top-down view. That needs to happen because it is useless that you don't know where this translates to on the actual map. Just that is a problem. It'd also be nice if you could tell it where to aim. Oh, you're coming up here. I don't care. Go ahead, destroy that. Sure. Almost. I already talked about the McAvoy 5. I don't think much more needs to be said on that. Before talking about the Darksiders DLC, I'd like to mention the other thing, the RTX 2080 Super, and just how what I've been seeing for that is like, yeah, this is it is an improvement over the 2080. It's just not a big improvement. I mean, it's fine to replace it, and at the same price point, but it hasn't really appeared to impress anyone. I don't even use the overall abilities that much, so sure, let me do that. I need 300, of course. So you're taken care of. Oh, now these guys are coming back down this way. That's unlocked. Oh, no, it hasn't finished. There. Should have put that somewhere else. That's not enough to worth it. I think I have the time for that, though. For this to build back up. Oh yeah, and also I've got stuff up here. I should be able. Oh, this is Gal, so I will unlock that eventually. Uh-huh. There. That should handle it. Is it there? There, I think. Yeah. So that will explode and at least kill some of the stuff here. Oh, that's a lot. I think I'm gonna drop one of these down right about here. Okay, good. There. What happened to the Milton? Did they actually destroy it? That would be very bad for me. There. And I just have those. Oh, you have shields? Wait. It doesn't identify that as shields. That's a problem. Like, that is just a legitimate, we have a problem here. That icon should be blue. Okay. You guys are dead. Alright. There. We got another bunch. No. This will actually be worth it. Oh, wait. Already coming. Shh. Oh, there's more than one. Okay. But already obliterated. Man, those things really aren't that big a threat. There. Do that. There. Break that one. Because that's far enough back. Not going to lose so much. Okay, is that... the hell? I don't know what's going on with that. Boy, that is... Alright, looks like I'm actually going to manage this. Anyway, yeah, going back to the 2080 Super. Yeah, it doesn't... It's like it's a nice upgrade, but it's not... It doesn't look like it was as large an upgrade, as significant an upgrade as the 2070 Super or 2060 Super. Which makes some sense. The 2060 Super is a more unlocked version of the die. The 2070 Super changed the GPU die itself. But the 2080 Super is just a little bit more unlocked, but they couldn't go to the next die up, because then they'd be contending with the 2080 Ti. Which they are not planning. Somebody did get NVIDIA to state that they are not planning on on releasing a super version. I might be. This might work very weirdly to my advantage. I mean, okay, so that is true. I might be able to, just by waiting long enough, get enough for 600. Hey, this also works out nice because I can talk. But it kind of makes me think that they by moving up the way they have the 2070 Super, 2060 Super, that it was like, yes, we can sacrifice the 2080 sales. Also, I think the 2080 is just going to sell well because people recognize the name as being a higher end card. So the 2080 Super not moving up as much probably isn't as big a deal, because it's, yeah, you may be just as happy with a 2080 as you would have been with it, as you would be with the 2080 Super, but just this is my own kind of thinking without really having looked too close. I should preface that. But the 2080 Ti, they don't want to sacrifice that at all. The 2080, yeah, kind of sacrifice because the 2070 Super can compete with it, can actually work towards that. Almost there. So yeah, I feel like it was, yes, we can shift the product stack around some, which does also involve then the come on brain, turn over, keep working. Does involve it getting some products, then some older products are then sacrificed to a degree because I just want to see these. Because it's like you're removing a position that they held, essentially. Upgrade this too. I'm just gonna upgrade everything. It's like, hey, I can't. I'd probably be. Yeah, I'll upgrade this one because it kind of matters. I'm gonna focus on upgrading all these. But yeah, I feel like that could be what's going on with that. But it was also, I saw apparently Tom's Hardware should have thought a bit more before they used the headline they did for their 2080, original 2080 Super headline, because they were comparing it to the 5700 XT, which, yes, it does beat, and in a very broad sense, they are in the same class, performance class, which is they are both 1440p cards. It's just that at $400, a 5700 XT from AMD is like in the middle of the pack, whereas the 2080 and 2080 Super at $600 is the top, would be at the top of the 1440p performance class at the moment. Basically, you don't compare those. That doesn't make sense to do. They don't deserve to be compared. But they did in the headline. Now I can understand in the review you compare them because they're both new GPUs. But we're talking very broadly. They're not the same. It's not fair to compare them for the actual performance. And not to say that, oh, the 5700 XT is crushed by this. It's like, not how that works. Not at all how that. Oh, that too. Let's do it all. But they did eventually change the headline twice, I think. But yeah, it's because people are calling out the fact that no, you don't do that. And it's also, even if you don't consider the whole performance classes that they're in, it's still a price class. They're completely different. The $400 market is currently the mid-range market. $600 is not the mid-range market. Okay, I mean, no, Nvidia didn't shift things that badly. They did shift things badly, but not that badly. I'd actually really like to see the Minos cannon upgrade. I'm gonna wait on that. Yeah, and also, where was it? I think somewhere. Was it Hardware Unboxed? I don't remember. No, it wasn't. Where was it? No, that was... Let me... Hang on, I'm gonna get this upgrade. That might have been... I'm trying to remember. It might have been one of our... Yeah, we had the 28 Super Review, and I think it's IR Cow. Isn't that... I'm pretty sure that's Isaiah. I don't remember all of our actual real names. No, that's... I still think that's Isaiah, but I'm not sure. But I think it might have been in our 2080 Super Review that the point was made about the ray tracing stuff that even the 2060 Super can actually give you can enable ray tracing without a huge performance hit. I mean, it's like when I did Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Metro Exodus, testing that with it enabled, the performance actually was still fine. I mean, I didn't see a need for it to change. It definitely didn't want to turn on DLSS for Metro Exodus at all. It finally exploded. Okay. But I did manage that. Okay, so that unlocked this. Huh. Okay. So, I should have gotten... Yeah, I got another point. I'm just thinking about... When do I get more here? And also I just went 47 minutes, okay. I haven't gotten this yet. This needs to be unlocked. That I have. I haven't seen this yet. Ah, can we not? Okay, so this is gonna be pre-placed. This might not be, I'm not sure. The stasis hammer I still need to unlock. The amplifier I still need to unlock, and the artillery I still need to unlock. Unfortunately, we don't see anything as far as when it unlocks. I guess it's possible. Can't build any of those. Yeah, they should be changing this. Because this is not what it looks like at level 1. That's what it looks like at level 3, though. That is accurate. Yeah, that looks right. Those changes. That might be the level 1 version. They need to make it for the higher ones. Same thing with... I didn't look closely at this, but... Same thing there. I don't even know what the change would be for the drone bay. I haven't tried that yet. That appearing any different? Same there. There. I mean, that's not too surprising. This would not be very high priority. Okay, we do have for the arc projector, which makes sense because it's a fairly early tower that you unlock, so it makes sense that it may have gotten more attention. So the only difference here is the height of that thing. Don't have any changes there, and okay. That looks... I'm just trying to remember. Is it Sins? Let me try looking this up. If I am remembering correctly, it'll be very easy. Yeah. Yeah, that straight up looks like one of the Titans. Were they called Titans? Well, the Dreadnought class, the massive ships in Sins of a Solar Empire, which is, yeah, it looks like that. Which is also a Stardock published game. I don't remember who developed it. I think they have Iron in the title. Yeah, Ironclad Games. Although Stardock apparently also, at least on the Steam page, Ironclad and Stardock are both listed as developer. And Sins is weird. That has been around since that Sins of Solar Empire Rebellion, a standalone, more or less definitive edition of the game, came out in 2012. It said that. That is still a very much loved and played game. That is kind of weird to think about. Just as far as how long that has been loved. Let me see. I have Trinity. Let me see how old. Sins of Solar Empire Trinity goes back to 2011, and that was when it was released. Come on, brain, work. It was sort of a definitive edition. So how old is Sins of Solar Empire? I am just legitimately curious now. Fun game. It between it and the Galactic Civilization series, which is also Stardock published, but they also developed that game themselves. Sins of Solar Empire is 2008, like the original release. Man. But it's a classic, an enduring classic. They are two. Sins of Solar Empire and Galactic Civilization have two very different approaches to design. They're both 4X games, space-based sci-fi 4X games. But Sins is real-time, whereas GuestJim is turn-based. And also GuestJim, it's all... I think that makes sense, since it's turn-based. It's, you have the cells, the location cells, the location hexes. Sins is not like that. You can place things anywhere. You know, it would be interesting. I don't know what'll ever happen with Sins, but if that were brought to the Nitrous engine, because like how this game can, and Ashes before it's supported, I'm gonna close out, supports such a huge number of enemies on there, and just Sins could also benefit from that, but that would probably become way too overwhelming because of the size of the galaxy that you can't be involved with. The only thing left to talk about would be the Keepers of the Void DLC that came out for Darksiders 3, and I requested a keep for it, so I got to review it, and that review is already live. I enjoyed it, which you'll see in the review. One thing that... The only really criticism I have in the conclusion that I have there is... I can understand if you want to wait for it to be on sale. At $13, but only added about 4 hours of gameplay. Now true, every new game plus you do have a new playthrough that adds there, but it's still... I feel like that's a little steep. But it was still fun. It was nice to get the Abyssal Armor. It was nice to get the other weapons. I personally am happy that because the hammer for the Force Hollow is slow, and I don't care much for slow weapons. I like faster weapons. Love the fact that there's now an axe that I can use with it instead, and that is a good speed. It's not super fast, but it did feel noticeably faster too. I'm just trying to think what else. It was also very fun, and man, that final boss. If you watch the video of me fighting it, because I did the review playthrough recording and shared that, it is just... I was just saying, yeah, it's hard, but I was just in awe of that boss. It was impressive. I do feel that in some ways it was a little overpowered, mainly for ranged, but I mean, Fury is not at all a ranged attacker. She has no real ranged capabilities. I mean, yeah, she can knock some things out in the air if she needs to, but Strife must be the only one of any of the four. It's been a while since I played Darksiders 1 or 2, but Strife is probably the only one that has decent range capabilities. so Fury doesn't. She has to be close for melee. But when you are at a distance, and so that final boss gets to use its range attacks, it will smoke you. It is very fast and very powerful. But I mean, you already have to be near so that you can do damage, and it felt a challenge. And I tried to explain that in the gameplay write-up, that it felt like a challenge, not that it was difficult. Where difficult feels like something arbitrary, and there was a boss earlier in it that I did feel that way about. Where it seemed like it was given this ability and it was kind of arbitrary, and also the solution to it, the counter to it. It's like, why is that it? Why can't we have something else that's... But anyway. And it's like, that just felt difficult. Because, now true, once I figured out that counter to it, it was it was a lot easier. But it's like, that isn't a challenge, then, I guess is the way to put it. But yeah, it challenging and difficult are two different things to me. The line between the moves for player to player, and probably also from just day to day for me, or hour of the day for me. But it did, that final boss felt more challenged than difficult. And that it was, I liked it. I really did like it. And I got the abyssal armor out of it. Haha. It'll be interesting to see what comes next in that franchise. Because Darksiders Genesis, I'm pretty sure, is going to be more of a spin-off. So seeing what happens, because I assume Darksiders 4, assuming it does come out, will feature Strife. And will that be the final game in the franchise? Well, at least in the current series for it. I don't know if they would necessarily actually bring it to a firm end. Or would there be a Darksiders 5 that is the actual, hey, the apocalypse has been summoned, as we saw at the end of Darksiders 1, now everybody comes together. Yeah, I don't... We do see Strife coming in, but I don't know if Genesis is going to be used as like, okay, this is the introduction, this is what he was doing before that event, so Darksiders 4, yeah, you play as him, but now we see everything. But now we're seeing the stuff afterward. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see. I like Darksiders. I've liked it for years. Darksiders 3 had some changes to it. Still was able to enjoy it quite a bit. And some of those changes you can undo now. A classic combat style will make a lot of people happy. And I enjoyed the DLC. It's just, I am curious what we're going to see next. Like, I am curious. I hope we see more for Red Faction too. Alright, that's everything there. Nothing's coming to mind for stuff coming up. But that's also just my situation. There might be, oh yeah, that's right, Wolfenstein Youngbloods came out. I will admit I am not too interested in that game. At some point I may get it. At some point I may kind of want to get it because it didn't launch with the ray tracing and such in there, but it will be interesting to see that because the id Tech engine has previously, when we've seen it used, well, id Tech 6, it is extremely well optimized. So to see ray tracing in there will be interesting to figure out just how large an impact on performance it has. But I'll be honest, when I was first seeing Youngbloods teased, it's like, this just seems cliche. And it's also, what is the premise to it? BJ is missing, so his children, his twin daughters, have to go looking for him. And of course, they're badasses in their own right. This is Trials of the Blood Dragon, which Ubisoft did as a joke, where the main character, Rex, I don't remember his full name, in a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which was a standalone spin-off kind of game. He's gone missing, and now his two kids have to find him, but it's a Trials game. And it's that same kind of, the kids now have to look for the parent that was the previous badass, and they're going to demonstrate their own badassery. It's like, we've seen this before. I'm not really... And it's also, the New Colossus game, the story really did nothing for me. So seeing a continuation of that story, something like that, I'm not... it doesn't turn me on. Doesn't interest me as a game. But, you know, I'm sure at some point I'll probably play it. I just have no idea when. I don't have it. I would have to get it and play it at some point, but it's like, it could be a lot of fun. I don't, right now though, I'm not impressed enough to go out of my way for it. Doom Eternal though, that game looks a lot more fun, and I have played the 2016 Doom. I actually did some recordings in it. That was fun. I really did enjoy that game. I am looking forward to Doom Eternal, which will also be id Tech 6, I believe. I don't know why they would, I mean, if it's not id Tech 6, it's because it is working on a new version, new engine. I don't remember if that is going to have any of the RTX stuff in. Yeah, I don't remember. It might. It wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah, we'll see. And that's November? I'm pretty sure Doom Eternal's later. I do hope I will be able to get that, even if I have to purchase it. Alright, and with that, I can stop and get to some work I have. An article I'm working on. I don't really mind talking about this one. I'm going through, I don't remember if I actually did tease it or not at the end of the Darksiders 3 performance analysis. I'm going through certain processes that go into those analyses to hopefully make some of my life easier, and also to just cover some things somebody may be interested in. It's also giving me time to really, really rework some of the scripts, and hopefully some of these changes that I'm making are not ones that will present issues for people. I don't think I'm making... I mean, like, one change I've made, the frequency plots will now also have lines on them for the mean and median of the data, which that in no way should make them more busy. The QQ plots, though, have made a change there that might make it a little bit more busy. We'll see. I'll have to see how people react to that, if anyone ever comments on it when that goes live. But I do need to first get back to work on that. Actually, no, I have no idea. The first half of it is done. The second half, where I'm going through the scripts, that could take so long. Because these scripts are hideous. And I'm going to be putting the code in. And it's just... I think one of the scripts I should just nickname the monster. And that's one of the first ones I have to cover. Yeah. No idea when that article will come out. No idea how long it's going to take me to finish it. I am looking forward to getting it. Alright, probably see you next week. Not sure. Something can always come up and disturb that. But until then, have a great week.